Hello fellow Helldivers, piping hot fresh patch notes coming your way. So this one is going through some of the stability fixes, and what we have for gameplay is this one, which is we have updated the stats UI for weapons to take into account any explosive damage done by them. This is to give weapons that do damage with explosive projectiles a more fair representation in the UI, most notably affected by the Plasma 1 Scorcher. Now, I think they wanted to make sure to take care of this mainly because everything explosive is coming out in 2 days on the 11th. So it makes sense that they wanted to kind of, fine-tune the explosive stuff and, obviously the UI and, stats that are coming in. Okay, so here's some of the major things. The fixes and crash fixes. Because a lot of the things that you try to do to fix these things haven't been working. That's why I haven't actually put out a video on crash fixes, because they're not actually working. So it didn't make sense to, do some of the ones that I found when they didn't actually work that well, or they only worked for a little time. I've been experiencing some of them too, especially when coming out of a mission and boom, crash. So you might see one of my videos come up soon that it just ends before the very end because it crashed, but it was a good run. So anyway, crash fixes, fix some crashes that occurred when deploying to mission, so that's when you're actually going into the mission. Also fix one during extraction right after it. That's the one that I ended up getting quite a few times, and it's super annoying. You do, one thing I can say is that you did still get the XP and everything for that mission, so it wasn't all a complete loss. But if you're like me and you're recording it, it kind of takes away the end of it and everything, and that sucks. And we do like having the fireworks and everything at the end. Okay, so they also fix crash that occurs if the squad deployed in a large amount of support weapons. Wait, if the squad deployed a large amount of support weapons. So if everybody put out their support weapons at once, it would cause a crash. I think that actually happened. Now I'm thinking about it, I was trying to figure out why it crashed. A lot of these really drove me nuts because I've been working on my CPU overheating issues, and I've been crashing, and I was thinking that it's a CPU, but it's actually been just the game itself doing the crash. Okay, various crashes that could occur during gameplay. That's not a fix, I did just various ones. We do like having details, guys. We do like having details. Tell us about them. Let's see, fix a crash that could occur when using heat-based weapons. I'm always using heat-based weapons, so probably a lot of my crashes were from that. Also, fix one that occurred if a player died while using the jetpack. I barely use that, but good to know that they got it fixed. We could occur when large volumes of enemies were present. Now, that's kind of like the whole base of this game, is having a ton of bugs or bots, storming you. So that was a really big one, because that's pretty much what this game is, having a large volume of enemies coming at you. Let's see, fix a crash that could occur when a player picked up a snowball. We addressed that one. They did talk about it. They also fixed a crash that occurred when completing an objective, which that would totally suck. But I don't think I had that one. I did have at least 2 out of all of these. Well, actually 3. I probably had plenty of the heat-based weapons ones. It also has other fixes here. It says fixed hang that could occur while navigating the social menu. Have not come across that. And also another one when picking up medals and super credits will no longer lock the player in place. Oh, I haven't had that one for a long time, but I did end up getting that maybe 3 weeks ago. I thought they fixed it, but I guess not. Actually, no, I did know they didn't fix it. Never mind. All right, known issues. These are, issues that are still going on and everything. A lot of these are all things that we've already covered before in previous videos, but we'll go through them quickly just so we actually have them again. All right, so a lot of these are the various issues involving friend invites and crossplay. The player cannot navigate search results from the search menu bar. The name may show up blank when other players are on their friends list. Friends requests cannot be accepted when requesting a player when they change their username before the request was accepted. So a lot of these ones are going to be with the PlayStation 5 and cross-play type things. Usually, I don't know why they didn't say that, but maybe it's actually happening on both now. Cross-platform friend invites might not show up in the friends request tab. Players cannot unfriend players or befriend players via friend code. I do hate that you cannot unfriend. I have someone on my list that I want to unfriend, but I can't. Cannot unblock players that were not in their friends list beforehand. That's just stupid that they don't have. After this much time, they really should have that in there, but hopefully they get that here soon. Anyway, damage over time effects may only apply when dealt by the host. Oh, wow. I did not know that was a thing that was going on. So, because I'm usually hosting, so I wonder if, flame and stuff like that is just not applying a lot of times. Because it does seem like the fire weapons and stuff like that use dots is not actually doing a lot of damage from a lot of players that I'm with. So that might be it right there. Let's see. Players may experience delays in medals and super credit payouts. I barely noticed because we've been getting so many of them once you get into higher levels. Enemies that bleed out do not progress personal orders and eradicate missions. Certain weapons, like the sickle, cannot shoot through... Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, I was talking, I think it was a Raven, or somebody, but I was like, man, this is some really strong grass. Because, like, if you shoot when you're behind grass or something like that, you can't shoot through it. It bounces and ricochets off grass, any type of foliage. And it's like, yeah, this is some really freaking tough grass to be able to, take your weapon shots. Anyway, moving on. Scopes on some weapons, such as the anti-material rifle, are slightly misaligned. Yes, very badly. Arc weapons sometimes misbehave inconsistently, and sometimes misfire. I think that would actually be, aligned with what that weapon would actually do. So, I don't mind that one. We have spear targeting is inconsistent, making it hard to lock on to target enemies. I know Steam Cat, aka Vindica, uses the spear a lot, and she mentioned that this thing was like her favorite weapon, but it was having a lot of issues. So she was asking to actually use my weapons instead, even though that one is better. I do think the spear is better. Anyway, Stratagem Beam might attach itself to an enemy, but will deploy to its original location. Explosions do not break your limbs, except when you fly into a rock. Nice. Yeah, I guess, that would break your limb if you fly into a rock. All right, we also have area around automation detector tower makes blue stratagems such as the Hellbound bounce and be repelled when you're trying to call them down close to the tower, which, yeah, I've seen that happen before. And then we have planet liberation reach 100% at the end of every defend mission. Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, oh, did this actually finish or not? But yeah, that's all for these patch notes. Like I said, it's a small patch note, but it does have some big things. Like, mainly these crash fixes are definitely something that was just absolutely needed, and we really need to have them in. Mainly the deploying and the extraction. When you're just deploying into a mission, then you crash. I mean, that is bad. But when you're leaving a mission, you wonder, oh, did I actually get my XP? Did I actually get my samples and credits and everything that I just did for the last 40 minutes? And you just don't want that to happen. But luckily, I did check the last one that I crashed on. I was still getting the credit and everything for that mission. And then when I would actually check my samples and stuff like that, I did have, the super samples that we collected throughout that mission. It just really sucks not to have the end of the mission, having your fireworks and your whole parade thing, basically, and seeing your cape fly around when you get back on your ship. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you think of these patches, because I am really looking forward to the explosive update coming out in 2 days on April 11th. I think it will be really good. Anyway, that's all we're going to do for this video today. Make sure you hit that like button and definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel. Y'all take care and happy gaming.